Hey everybody, and welcome back to the board meeting. Today we're going to be doing a board game rambling video where I take a topic that I've been thinking about and just go on and ramble on about it for a couple minutes. This should be a shorter video today. And today's topic is rule books and remembering rule books specifically, and how I kind of struggle remembering the rules of games. And this kind of got in my head because a few days ago I taught this game to someone and they were like, "How do you remember all of these games?" And the simple fact is I don't. It's Memory is not my strong suit. I mean, everybody's got their strong suits and their weak suits. Memory is not one of my strong suits. It's something I struggle with a lot. I have trouble remembering pretty much anything. And the fact is it's something I've got like 600 games in my collection right now. Hopefully I'm going to be trimming that down here soon by culling and giving away games. But the fact is I can't remember a good majority of my games. I can't just break out one of the bigger games off of my shelf and just take it and teach someone, unless it's a game that I've played very recently. Even if I haven't played a game for like 2 weeks, the memory of that game, the rule book kind of starts to diminish, and it just dissolves away from myself. Um, as far as like little small games, I've got probably 200 of these smaller games that the rule books are anywhere from 1 page to 5 pages long. Those little tiny card games. Even those ones, I don't remember like all of the rules for them. And, out of those 200, I could probably pull off the shelf maybe 50 of them and teach them to you without too much hassle. The other 150, I'd break it out and I'd have to skim the rule book and be like, okay, yeah, I remember now, this is this. And those are the little games. As far as the bigger games, so what I would say 25% of the little games I can teach without referencing the rule book too much. The bigger games is much less than that. I would say out of, say the other 400 of my games are the bigger games like behind me. I could probably teach, out of those 400, 30 of them without looking at the rule book or referencing it much. Where the other ones, I would have to be like, okay, I've got to at least do a quick look of these games. And if I bring a game that I haven't played to game night, or if I bring a game that I haven't played recently to game night, before I bring that game to game night, I would almost guarantee you that I have either reread that rule book or I've watched a video to bring back that memory of that game, or else I will struggle teaching that game. And I don't want to bring a game to game night that I'm going to struggle. I want the rules to be clear to other people. I want to be able to teach that game well. And if I don't remember the rules, that's not going to be a good time for anyone. So yeah, I struggle with remembering rules for all of these games that I have. I have to reread and re-up my knowledge of that game before I can bring it to game night and reteach people, or else it's just going to be a bad time. And I kind of wonder if other people are like me in that aspect, that you struggle remembering all your games. And everybody's going to be different because everybody has different capabilities with their memory, and everybody has a different size of collection. Say if you only own 20 board games, you probably know those 20 board games pretty well. You probably won't have to reference the rule book as often if you've played all your 20 of your games 30, 40 times. As far as me, I play my games not as much as probably the person with a smaller collection. That's the bad thing about having these bigger collections, is that you don't play those games as much as maybe you want to. But I'd like to hear from everybody else what their thoughts are. Do you struggle with remembering the rules, or can you just kind of maintain that in your brain holes, unlike me? Either way, I know this is going to be a short one, so if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more weekly content from me, Shane, at the board meeting in the future. I hope you all have an amazing day. Take care, everyone.